Dear students, in this video, we are going to discuss more about electric current. In the last video, we discussed about EMF of a cell. That EMF of a cell means the maximum potential difference between the two electrodes of the cell when the current has not been drawn from the cell. Okay, so what is the SI unit of EMF? Since EMF is a sort of potential difference and potential difference is work done per unit charge, so EMF also has the same units, so work done per unit charge, so that's why it goes as joules per coulomb. That is the SI unit of EMF, which is work done per unit charge. Next is, what is electric current? Now electric current means the total charge flowing per unit time. I repeat, electric current means total charge per unit time. Okay, now charge is represented by Q, time is represented by T, so electric current goes as Q by T and electric current is represented by I. Okay, but this picture gives you an idea that if this is a wire, and Q charge is flowing in this particular time through that wire, but this is not true, because every time, every second, every millisecond, the amount of charge which is flowing through this wire is not the same, rather it's somehow different. Like you can visualize this picture that this is some wire, right? And suppose first of all few coulombs are going in 1 second, and in the other second some more number of coulombs of charge are going. So charge is not steadily flowing through this wire, charge is not the same through this wire every second, rather its value is sort of fluctuating value. So that's why we study the charge flowing in a wire in discrete amounts practically. I'm talking about the practical considerations right now. So suppose delta Q amounts of charge is going through delta T time, right? In delta T time through this wire. So when, this is delta T. So when you emphasize on limit delta T tends to 0, which means that you are seeing what is the charge flowing over this instant. Delta T tends to 0 means you are shortening the time interval. You are shortening the time interval. That would mean that you are talking about the charge flowing through this wire over this instant only. Okay. So in that way, this is delta T tends to 0, and when the limit of the denominator tends to 0, this delta symbol gets converted to D. So this becomes dq by dt. So charge is basically the first, current is basically the first derivative of charge with respect to time, and current is measured in amperes, which is the SI unit of current, and charge is measured in coulombs, time is measured in seconds. It's the SI convention. So 1 ampere equals to 1 coulomb divided by 1 second. So in case if I'll ask you to define 1 ampere, 1 ampere is the current flowing through this wire when 1 coulomb of charge flows in 1 second, right? And then we are going to discuss some properties that are related to electric current, some facts that are related to electric current. So fact number 1, current carrying wire does not have net electric charge. Isn't it surprising that the wire which is actually carrying the charge, it is said to possess no net electric charge? Why? Because if this wire is actually having so many electrons in it, so many free electrons in it, then it would also be having the protons also, the positive ions also, because the entire wire is made up of atoms. तो अगर उसमें एक फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन होगा तो वो फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन किसी एटम से ही बाहर आया होगा ना. So in that case, when one electron comes out, what you are left with? You are left with a positive ion behind. So whatever charge, negative charge is there, corresponding to that, you are having a positive charge also. So it is not wrong to say that the net charge which is residing inside that wire is practically zero, right? And one more thing, the number of electrons entering per second in that wire is actually equal to number of electrons leaving per second through that wire, because charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. It is not lost in the process. So yeah, whatever the charge is entering is equal to the charge which is leaving. So in that case, it is not wrong to say that net charge inside that wire is practically zero net charge, right? And the fact number 2, suppose you have a wire here, right? And suppose n1 number of electrons are flowing through that wire. So if you want to emphasize on total current which is actually flowing through that wire, you need to see what are the overall charges that are flowing through that wire. If you have electrons in the wire, if you have protons in the wire, so see what are the number of electrons flowing and what are the number of protons flowing. If n1 is the number of electrons that are flowing, so the total current which is getting flown by those electrons, that is n1e, and total current which is getting which is flowing because of protons, that is n2e. n1 and n2 means charge carriers flowing per second. So time भी यहाँ पे include हो गया, right? n1 is number of electrons flowing per second. So n2 is number of protons flowing per second. So this is the total current. And you'll be surprised to know that when the electrons are revolving in their orbits, okay, around the nucleus, they are constituting electric current. You want to see how? This is the explanation. So whenever the electron is flowing in an orbit with a velocity v, so what is the time period? 2 pi r by v, distance upon velocity. And what is the frequency? 1 upon time period. So this goes as 1 upon 2 pi r upon v, v upon 2 pi r. And current means the charge which is flowing divided by time, or you can say the charge which is flowing in one revolution multiplied by number of revolutions. So that becomes E nu. Nu is frequency, कि कितने ज़्यादा revolutions हो रहे हैं per second. So current will be equal to E as it is, and what is the value of nu? This, and I have substituted it here. So this is actually the current which is flowing whenever some electron is revolving around the nucleus in an atom. So this means when practically some substance is there, it is having a current. Okay, it is having a current because every time its atoms are there, and in those atoms the electrons are revolving, so they are constituting an electric current. When the circuit is completed, we get to see that electric current. Okay, so this is like it. Next we are going to discuss direction of current. Direction of current is taken by two ways. There are two types of currents, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक करंट एंड कन्वेंशनल करंट. यूजुअली हम कन्वेंशनल डायरेक्शन लेते हैं. सपोज दिस इज अ कंडक्टर एंड इट्स टू एंड्स आर कनेक्टेड टू अ बैटरी. वन एंड कनेक्टेड टू द पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल ऑफ द बैटरी and the other end connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Now since this is a conductor, so this must be having free electrons, and all those free electrons must be moving towards the positive terminal of the battery because they face attraction. So this is constituting an electronic current, but we don't take this direction because our convention of this universe, our perception of this universe is like things flow from higher potential to lower potential. अगर मैं इसको current मान लेती हूँ कि electrons are flowing from here to the positive terminal, don't you think that if this is taken as the direction of ultimate current, so what you are seeing, you are viewing the flow from lower potential to higher potential, because I told you that this battery has two terminals where positive terminal is higher potential, negative terminal is lower potential. When electron is flowing like this, so the flow is from lower to higher. Is it, it is violating the famous convention of the universe that things flow from higher to lower potential. So in that way, what will I do? I will introduce a convention here. I will introduce one more current over here. I know that when electrons are flowing from here to here, there must be positive ions also in that conductor, though slowly, but they will be moving. So they will be just advancing towards this negative terminal. मैं उसको current मान लूँगी, उसको एक conventional current मान लूँगी, क्योंकि if I take that, if I consider that the flow goes from positive to negative, flow goes from higher potential to lower potential, which is suiting the best convention, right? So this is direction of current, where we study electronic currents and conventional currents. Electronic current means flow of electrons through the wire, किस direction में flow कर रहे हैं, and conventional current means flow of positive ions in that wire. So next is current is a scalar quantity. It's very surprising कि how it can be a scalar quantity when the current is flowing in a particular direction. Actually, it looks as a vector quantity, but it is a scalar quantity. Vectors are those which are not operated, which cannot be operated by simple mathematical laws. For example, like you have studied that vectors can be treated algebraically by triangle law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition, and they cannot be simply added like scalars. But current में ऐसा नहीं होता है. If this is some current coming over here and it is distributing itself into two wires, so doesn't matter आप wires को किसी भी angle पे रख दो, किसी भी orientation में रख दो, current will be equal to I naught is equals to I1 plus I2. This means the current is not dependent on the orientation of wires. It is simply added like scalars. So that's why we consider it as a scalar quantity. Try to get it. If you have a bundle of wires over here, over which through which the current is flowing, so it doesn't matter how the wires are kept, how the angle is adjusted. The only thing we are quite sure of is that the current is added up like scalars. So that's why it is called a scalar quantity. Next is electric current in conductors. Actually, whenever there is no electric field applied, whenever there is no potential difference, so what happens? The electrons are not moving in one particular direction. They just have the thermal velocity. Okay, because of the heat, they are moving in that conductor, they are moving in random directions and they have thermal velocities, but the average of these thermal velocities is zero, because if one electron is moving here, the other electron is moving here. So these are random thermal velocities, because आपने कोई electric field नहीं apply किया, आपने कोई potential difference नहीं apply किया. So this is a conductor. अगर आप battery apply नहीं करोगे, अगर आप बैटरी अप्लाई नहीं करोगे, सो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर नॉट कंपेल्ड टू मूव टुवर्ड्स द पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल. ओके, रादर दे, इफ देर इज नो बैटरी, रादर दे विल बी मूविंग रैंडमली, राइट? And when they are moving randomly, so they are just having the thermal velocities, they're not having some drift velocity. So in case if you will apply an electric field, this is minus q, this is plus q, you apply an electric field, you make this end as a positive end and this end as a negative end, so electrons will tend to move towards the positive end. So immediately a current will be produced which will be known as transient current, and this has been produced because you have applied an electric field. So what concepts have you learnt in this particular thing, in this particular fact, that when you will apply no electric field, okay, no electric field, then what is going to happen? There is no current, no specific current. But when you are going to apply an electric field, potential difference, current is going to be there. Fine. So, and remember, in the absence of electric field or potential difference, so in the absence of electric field or potential difference, the charges are moving, but they are moving randomly. They are moving because of the room temperature, because of the heat that the substance is acquiring. So they are randomly fluctuating up and down. But that up and down fluctuation, that random movement is not causing current to happen. Fine. So this is all about electric current and the facts related to it.